So let us begin learning how to play Arena Cube. Have I played around with Gitaxian or Gixian Puppeteer in any of your constructed decks? I have one of it in Standard Grixis and it's fun with Fable. Oh, I could see it being fun with Fable. I haven't played any Fable decks in a little bit, and I have not played with Gixian Puppeteer either. But those do sound quite interesting together. I saw some people playing it in Esper and thought that it was pretty reasonably-ish fine. Definitely pretty reasonably-ish fine. Alright, let's see. Do we have a way to do this? I think... Actually, what's the... The overlay is set up for this, so we'll do it this way. And that actually lets us see the curve. None of these cards stand out to me as being super strong. The most individually powerful cards feel like Thirst for Discovery, but I'm skeptical of blue and Oracle of Moldiah, which probably leaves me wanting to go into Oracle of Moldiah. Don't like Soon's Intervention. I don't think that it's bad, for sure, but it's a lot of mana for some effect. I guess, destroying an artifact and destroying an enchantment might actually have a lot more utility in this than I was used to it having in its respective limited format. That said, I'm a sucker for value, and Oracle of Moldiah is a lot of value. And now we have no green cards in the next pack, but this is random and not like the usual way that they do draft packs where they have an algorithm, I guess you would say, that tends to automatically balance colors, so that doesn't necessarily mean anything. There's nothing in this pack that really stands out to me as like being strong enough to be worth picking on its own. So I feel like I'm just very happy taking Paradise Druid in general out of this pack, and it following up Oracle of Moldiah is pretty good for me. And it's a pack that starts sending a message to the left that, hey, you get out of green, which is also cool. Here we can just snag Titan of Industry, which I'm pretty tempted by to just be in a lane, and it's a lane that I don't dislike. Could try to take Ulamog to be in the same lane, but to be entirely honest, I think the 7-drop Be Super Ahead spell is probably better than the 10-drop Be Super Ahead spell. Chandra is also very, very good, but I don't want to jump into a second color before I need to, and the difference between these two cards, given the context of my existing two cards, is pretty similar to me. I mean, Paradise Druid into Chandra is pretty strong too, but I don't know how much of my 2-mana ramp is going to be able to ramp into Chandra that I managed to pick up. So I'll stay in my lane for the time being. Wraths are a cool archetype. I don't know that I want to follow up creature value ramp deck with Wrath. Titan has been surprisingly mediocre for me in these cubes. I would pick Ulamog against it. That's an interesting point. That's worth thinking about as we go on. Try to judge how that feels. I was kind of thinking that a Naturalize would be pretty valuable, but maybe once you hit 7 mana, it's kind of too late for a Naturalize to be a big deal. And maybe a 7/7 gets outsized or exiled more often than most formats. Here, I'm pretty sure I'm just very happy taking Awaken the Woods. I've been really impressed by this card in general. And I want 2-mana ramp. So Lotus Cobra plus Awaken the Woods is kind of like a cute combo, right? Because these green decks often have a bunch of ramp and then just a few payoffs, and if it doesn't win the game, it feels bad. Yeah, okay. I could see that being an entirely reasonable concern. Cell of Wilds versus Cultivate, huh? Interesting. Get 2 lands and color fixing guaranteed versus card draw. My gut instinct is to say that Cultivate is safer, but I think Settle the Wilds is probably going to be a card that we can take here that is more... what's the word I'm looking for? Educational. And then here... I don't really want to go into green if I don't... or go into blue if I don't have to. I'm not terribly excited about Evolving Wilds, although fetch lands with Oracle of Moldiah do have some strength, and we actually don't have any actual fetch lands. Alternatively, we could take the Dollhouse. I'm not sure on that one. That's a pretty close call to me. Doll feels like it has some potential to be good with stuff like Titan and just giving us another mana sink and some insurance against removal and board wipes. Here, this is giving us the message that black is kind of open. I don't really want to play Meat Hook in this deck. Is this unnerved Meat Hook? It is. Interesting. Considering that I don't think you can play unnerved Meat Hook on Arena. I'm going to take Metamorph. Maybe I should be just grabbing dual lands. Deck of many things is really bad, right? Maybe not. I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not really bad. I always thought this made you lose the game with the last one, but apparently it makes the opponent if you steal their creature, which is an interesting point. I'm going to take Thirst for Discovery. I don't really want to be in blue, but it's the strongest card in that pack. Touch the Spirit Realm is kind of not consistent removal. If this like hit Planeswalkers, I think I would be willing to take it on the off chance we ended up in white. Instead, I think I'm just going to take Guardian Idol. We'll just take Precursor Golem. That's a reasonable card. Take the Branchloft Pathway in case we're in white. Would rather take Sun Petal Grove in case we end up in green-white, or Crag Crown in case we end up in red-green. I think I'll split the difference. Because red looked like it had more cards that would synergize with this sort of ramp strategy than white, but maybe that's not actually the case, but kind of felt that way. Hearse is an interesting sideboard card, but we're not playing best of 3. Shouldn't we go black if it's open? Yeah, but none of the cards that we saw were actually like good rampy mid-range cards, which meant that black might be open in an aggressive sense, but there could have already been people drafting it for the half of the color that we would want. Maybe just Harbor. I don't know that I'm super committed to blue. I think I'm probably going to take Courser. It's not a card that I'm actually super excited about because we're not looking at a ton of one-drop ramp spells. But it also makes me regret not having the Evolving Wilds. But I mean, I kind of want it just to have a good card. Here, I'm pretty confident. I'm just very happy with Hangerback Walker. I think it does most everything this deck wants. We did see a Vraska, but I don't know that Vraska feels to me like a card that actually is super good in mid-range. I think it's kind of more specifically a sacrifice card. maybe not. So Phoenix is very good. It's probably just Wormcoil. I don't think we're likely to do Vivian stuff. Explored's very good. I would like to wheel that, but I think Wormcoil Engine is enough more powerful than everything else here that it is the correct thing for us to take. We have Rootwire Amalgam. I'm pretty sure that's probably weaker than Naturalize plus card advantage. Amalgam is definitely good. I wouldn't mind wheeling it, but I think as far as like this rampy mid-range thing goes, I think I'm happier with Vivian. Probably no longer playing the Thirst. Are we mono green? Thus far, I'm not averse to splashing something, but so far I don't think we've seen anything that strongly pulls me into wanting to. Yeah, Vivian's down tick does also hit flying, which is often very useful for green decks. Although between Titan, Vivian, and Hangerback, sort of. We're not doing terrible for... Huh. Not doing terrible for cards that interact with flying. Do we go mono green Field of the Dead? The alternative is Shigeki, but we don't actually have that much removal, so I don't think, especially not cheap removal, so I don't think Shigeki is a card we can really take a bunch of advantage of. I kind of think we just take Field. Sunrise isn't really what I want to start doing with my 5 mana. Sublime Epiphany is very good, but I do not want to pick up a double blue card at this point. Cold Steel Heart is cool, and Pelt Collector. We are not really an aggressive green deck that could take advantage of Pelt Collector. So I don't know that any of these cards strongly feel like what I'm supposed to be doing, other than maybe I'm supposed to be going into Sublime Epiphany. So I'm going to take Cold Steel Heart. If it's wrong, it's not wrong by that much. I don't want any of these. Did we already see... I think we might have already seen Scape Shift in the last pack, if I'm not crazy. You're just, like, really bad, right? Pretty sure you're just, like, really bad. We already saw the thing this melds with. Yeah, I really wish I had Evolving Wilds now. Kind of a shame that I don't. Line up the shot. This probably is fine. Flexible Cantrip. I mean, I'm not married to playing Field of the Dead. Not enough to, like, take a brush land, I don't think. Awake in the Woods does count for Field of the Dead, and it is 1 extra land name. This is true. Yeah, I don't really care about any of this. I don't think we're doing Displacer Djinn things, so we'll just take the mono green land that works for Field. Dryad, are you... You let us play extra lands, so that does actually synergize with Courser and Oracle. Although, I really would like more ways to shuffle. I believe we are playing best of 1 right now, if I remember what I clicked correctly. Vivian, does he... Oh. Vivian, does your uptick hit lands? It does! Wow, alright. So that's actually, like, kind of cute with Field of the Dead. got the Explorer? Let's go. Mono green Field of the Dead, real? This would be a good time to get a Golos. That's very true. I'm definitely supposed to take the Rootwire Amalgam. I'm sorely tempted by that off-color dual land right now. But I think not. Alright, what do we have here? Greatest power among creatures you control. Okay, well, I'm not likely to be able to do much with greatest power. Are any of these cards exciting enough for us to take over Bark Channel Pathway? If we were like heavy into white, I would take Intrepid Adversary, and if we were moderately into red, I would take Glorybringer. But I don't think I want Rishkar's Expertise or Abundant Harvest more than I just want another differently named green land. And if we're not actually playing a second color, Pilgrim's Eye doesn't, like, help me. Wolvenwald Hydra tutors Field of the Dead, but there's also Chariot, and I have so much reward for playing good 4-drops. Oh, no. The meme are the correct choice. Oh, the struggles. Yeah, Chariot's too strong. I agree. Hydra Wheels? Yeah, we can hope. We can hope. That's very possible. Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, this isn't the nerfed Chariot. I forgot to check. Okay, Gargaroth's pretty good. Primal Might... That's interesting. I always think Sigiled Sword of Valerian has an equip cost of 2, but it's not as good as I think it is. We don't have a lot of removal. I don't know how much that should matter to me, but I don't think I am a player who can stop taking Gargaroth at this stage in my life. I'm not super excited about Thragtusk, but I'm also not excited about anything in this pack. Are we Palladium Mirror players? I kind of don't think we're Palladium Mirror players. But I guess we're not Palladium Mirror players? Primal Command, you get to search your library for a creature, not for a land. Boo. Still, I mean, it's a pretty strong effect. Rex Sage is also tempting. I'm not here to make good choices. I'm here to make educational choices. Ooh, Forsaken Crossroads. Really? I guess Forsaken Crossroads is actually a lot weaker if you're not actually 2 colors, though, huh? I mean, it's a scry land. It's playable, right? In the monocolored deck, it's totally playable. I think I'm actually pretty happy with Turn Timber Symbiosis for a lot of reasons here, right? But, I mean, Lovestruck Beast... no, I don't think I'm going to wheel anything out of this, but I think it's Lovestruck Beast because I think the amount of 2-drops I have actually super reward me for having good 4-drops. And I think that counts as a good 4-drop. I believe Gilded Goose is too amazing for this deck to pass on. Abundant Harvest, Wheels, we're happy with that. Wolvenwald Hydra Wheels, we're ecstatic with that. Alright, so we didn't end up with any Llanowar elves, or, you know, Llanowar-like elves. But it's still pretty reasonable. Are we okay with Steel Seraph? I don't think so. I don't think any of this makes the cut. But I will deny someone else a Steel Seraph. I don't think Thragtusk makes it, but I guess we'll take a look. I think Primal Command also does not make it, and I don't think we want to play Rada. I am actually a little concerned with Rootbound Crag and Hinterland Harbor, given that... Ooh. Alright, Topiary Stomper might make the deck. Hey, there is entirely a chance we have an opening hand that just is a bunch of Pathways and Field of the Deads and Harbors and don't actually get to turn on our strange not forests. Forest, but worse. Tamiyo Safekeeping? I'm not super excited about this card. It's 1 mana counter a removal spell, but you need to have 1 mana up, and I don't know that that's usually what this kind of deck is about. Okay, so how many lands are we looking at here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 17. Yeah, I'm kind of okay with 17, given we have Oracle and Courser to reward having lands on top. No, we never saw Golos. So we need 6 cuts. Thragtusk, Dollhouse, Precursor, Primal Command, Amalgam, Metamorph. Mirror ramps us to 6. How many 6-drops do we have? We have 2 pretty good 6-drops. So Palladium Mirror, not looking unreasonable. And we have Awaken the Woods and Hangerback, which reward Palladium Mirror. So Palladium Mirror doesn't look terrible. I guess Dollhouse is sort of a 6, but we're not likely to actually have stuff in our graveyard. Lovestruck Beast is a 4-drop functionally for this deck. Or at least for the sake of our curve here. We could probably cut Cold Steel Heart if we wanted to play with only 5 ramp spells, which isn't unreasonable. Basics-wise, we'll have 9 forests, and we also have the Stomping Grounds. So we have 10 basic land types for our 2 check lands. In addition to Dryad technically makes everything a basic. Not that that's, like, super relevant. Oh, 8 non-basics. Sorry. We have more than 8 non-basics, right? For 8. And then we have Awaken the Woods, Ulvenwald Hydra, Vivian, Oracle Courser as cards that Settle gets a basic. So those are cards that functionally give us different types. Topiary Stomper makes me kind of interested in playing 1 off-color basic. Yeah, and because of the Metamorph, Island would be the right one to use. Do we have anything splashable? So we have 2 blue-white lands and no cards that are worth splashing. But Hollowed Fountain and Pathway are both worse than just playing a basic. We could probably get away with playing an island. It turns on one of our check lands. We can fetch it with Topiary Stomper. We don't have to pay life for Metamorph. Gives us 1 extra bit of diversity for Field of the Dead. Puts us at 2 functionally colorless lands. And 10, 12, 15? 15 green sources? I feel like 15 green sources is probably fine. That seems like enough. Let's see. We cut the Cold Steel Heart. Cut the Thragtusk. Cut the Dollhouse. And we are left questioning, how do we feel about this curve? As far as if I need to cut 3 more cards, are we comfortable with them being Precursor Golem, Primal Command, and Rootwire Amalgam? Line up the Shot and Abundant Harvest, I'm pretty sure we just always play. We have enough 3-drops that I'm comfortable playing Gilded Goose. Garderoth and Vivian, I'm both pretty sure better than Rootwire and Precursor. Nothing. I guess Dryad of the Elysian Grove is probably the card that, like, I'm most uncertain whether it's better than one of these cards. But I'm not entirely sure how much I'm supposed to value Courser and Oracle without fetches. Which kind of makes me feel like maybe that's a reason not to value Dryad as highly. Because we're not likely to just storm playing lands off the top. And maybe then I would cut Dryad for one of these cards. And I feel like if we were going to do that, I think the one that I'd want is Primal Command. Dryad does play extra lands, but we have to have the lands to do that. And we don't actually have a lot of card draw. So it's a little uncertain that we can take advantage of that. Golem is very defensive. Dryad's kind of defensive, though. 2/4 isn't like an undefensive stat line. My problem with Dollhouse is I'm not entirely certain we'll get creatures put in the graveyard very reliably for it. Rada, interesting. Yeah. I guess we have Lotus Cobra and Paradise Druid. We could switch out Guardian Idol for Cold Steel Heart. Gilded Goose makes red. Would switch out the island for a mountain. Uh, yeah, I think I agree with that. I think I agree with that. Which puts us here. Play both mountain and island. Cut a forest. Oh, yeah. Bring in cold steel. Correct. Take out the Metamorph for command. I feel like Metamorph with Hydra, Wormcoil, and Titan, and Gargaroth is all strong, and like, Metamorph's just very often a powerful card. Because a lot of the time you just copy your opponent's stuff, and that's excellent. Like, I put it here for curve reasons, but like, in actual function, it's more like something that's over here. If command could tutor field, I would be way more willing to bring it in. But, yeah. I mean, I guess what it ends up doing is tutoring Hydra, which is kind of similar to tutoring field. Sort of. But if we're cutting something for Primal Command, I don't think that it's Metamorph. I think Metamorph's very good. I think Primal Command is probably the 5-drop I'm most likely to bring in next, but if I was going to do that, it's... Yeah, no. I think every card we got here is better than Command. Costs 11 mana, but like spaced out over turn 5, turn 6 isn't so bad. And then we said we wanted to do an island for a mountain. We were debating if we wanted to play the island too. Cut a forest. How many untapped turn 1 green sources do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4. Technically 5. So 12. Is Splashing Thirst out of the question? Considering we actually don't have a huge number of basics for a monocolored deck, I don't think that Thirst is reliably going to be powerful enough to play here. Yeah. All right. I am slightly less than convinced this is a good idea to play 3 colorless lands, but we have a lot of green regardless, so I have no clue how well to expect this to do. But here is our ostensibly teamer pile, according to Arena. And I guess we are really green-red. That's not a lie. We have red cards in our deck. And we even sort of have blue cards in our deck. Run the play. Okay. Yeah, sure. I kind of want to play... No, I don't want to play Crossroads on turn 3. Don't really want more lands right now. Okay. think it's probably better to play Paradise Druid than Cold Steel Heart. That way, if we have to block with Paradise Druid at some point, it's already developed. Well, this is an interesting question. Would I rather curve Explore into Courser, or Courser, gain life, have Explore on a future turn? If they remove Courser, well, I mean, if I get a land drop off the top of my deck, this is just already card advantage. No such luck. All right, so life's weird if they remove Courser, and this is worse than what I would have gotten, but eh. Settle the Wilds is going to be interesting. I would like to get a 6-drop, I believe. If I cast it next turn, I'm getting a 5-drop. Alright, so we're definitely playing the Forest. Ooh. Oh yeah, I want to draw that. I want to draw that a lot. Oh, I want to draw that too! Nah, but we're not gonna. Alright, so Topiary Stomper fetching Island. Ooh, land off the top. Perfect. Oh, okay. I like Wormcoil. Alright. This is stuff happening. How many different types of lands do we have at the moment? 3, 4, 5. Ulvenwald gets Field for 6, and then we play Cragcrown Pathway. So we could get a zombie, or we could play a Wormcoil Engine. Both deeply tempting. Opponent's going to get to draw a lot of cards with Gix this turn. Garg is strong, but opponent's playing white-black, which means there is a lot of potential removal they could have. Similarly, there's a lot of potential exile effects they could have if I end up playing Wormcoil. Which kind of makes me feel like Hydra to get the land and start just making a bunch of blockers is the safest option. Aw, cut down not killing Courser. Do we have any 8-drops in the deck? No, we have a 7-drop for Settle, and that's our top end. So that's a good point. Does that make us want to cast Settle first? But if I were to cast Settle this turn, I wouldn't get anything else done. No, I think we're just going to have to settle for Settle not actually getting anything. Because I really just want this field to start doing field things. Topiary Stomper trades with Gix or 2 creatures. I think I'm okay with both of those trades. Yeah, that's fine. So what turn could we have seeked the Gargaroth that I chose not to? Was that where I played Topiary Stomper and we could have played Settle instead? Is there any land destruction in the cube? There is Star of Extinction. Alright, Hydra go bye-bye. Sad, but so be it. Courser Crewfix continues to just be an amazing card. And here I was worried we wouldn't have enough card advantage. I mean, we could do Vivian stuff this turn, but, like... Okay, yeah, I was gonna say. Probably just Worm Coil and Settle and make another zombie. There's Beseiju, that's true. I don't know that there were any Field of the Dead, or Field of Ruin style effects, though. Okay, so game one. Deck did exactly what we wanted it to do. Everything went according to plan. And we actually got a lot of benefit out of the fact that we played both off-color basics, interestingly enough. They both mattered a lot. I mean, we were kind of winning that game either way, but in terms of getting a zombie a turn earlier, they mattered a lot. Okay, well, this time around it looks like we're just going to curve Chariot into Gargaroth, so let's see how good that is. Good old cast Explore into mono mid-range cards. Everybody's favorite archetype. Yeah, that sure is a 1-3 opponent. It's not quite as good as Chariot, but I get where you're coming from. Well, I see what you're doing, opponent, and I accept. You may cycle your Clarion Spirit. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm willing to believe you intended to do that. Alright, well, I think my board state's slightly larger than theirs. Time to find out if they board wipe me here. It's entirely possible they gave me the oops as misdirection when their actual intention was to draw a card and then draw a card on the board wipe turn. Or that wasn't. Or not. So if we don't draw a land here, we have an interesting choice between whether we play Courser pre-combat to crew Chariot, or don't, so that we can attack with Elder Gargaroth, and then see if we draw the 6-drop. Or we can just draw the land, and everything is gravy. Worm Coil Engine Crewing Chariot. That's kind of a thing. That's a silly curve. Yeah, the playing 8 basic forests is kind of weird with the Field of the Dead, but, I mean, it works. Sometimes you just play a colorless land, and the rest of your deck is still fine. Pretty sure you could cut it another to 7? Oh, and then like what? Play a swamp? I don't think we need to. I don't think I mulligan this on the play. I think I would mulligan this on the draw. Oh, yeah. You're right. I did go down to 7. Yes. I keep having to fight my instincts because my brain keeps saying, play the Branch Loft pathway on white so that it works for Field of the Dead. Like, refusing to accept that the green side is a different card from the other mono green land. So Awake in the Woods would just be 2 additional mana here that I couldn't use. So I think we just play Oracle and hope to hit a land off the top. No! Oh, that certainly makes the Crossroads awkward though, doesn't it? Should I put this on blue? I think I should. I don't think I want Chariot, weirdly enough. Oh. Alright. Very punished. Was not expecting Seal Away to be in the cube. But never completely punished. I think I'm happier just beginning the uptickening on Vivian. Ooh. Yeah, we're definitely taking Field of the Dead. Vivian's gonna do presumably a very good job finding us more colors of mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in play with Field of the Dead. Six with Field of the Dead. Six. I believe this works. I don't know if this is actually as good as playing Gargaroth, but this seems like fun. Oh, I could have downticked to get back the Lotus Cobra and then like also cast Elder Gargaroth this turn. But maybe I should just try to Ultimate Vivian more than do that. Yeah, Temporary Stomper seems good. No attacks. This is so silly. Quite the army we got going. Oh, bless them. They're trying to ramp too. That's so cute. Alright. Vivian uptick finds what? A Gilded Goose, I guess. Sure. Topiary Stomper, why not? Grab the island, just in case. Play the Explore. I honestly think that I hold on to the Metamorph and the Gargaroth in case my opponent casts a board wipe here. I can probably play the Heart, though. I guess the question is, what do I do if they play a removal spell on Vivian? Does that reward me for playing out the Gargaroth? Does that actually make me want to attack this turn? They get to kill 2 zombies. They take 6 plus 5, 11. Go down to 12. And then if they kill Vivian... Yeah, I think I want to attack here to play around a removal spell on Vivian specifically. Okay. Well, none of that seems like it matters. So thinking we win. I mean, Teleportation Circle with Thragtusk seems like cool value, but I'm going to be honest, it does not seem like value as cool as this. I don't think you're going to find successful blocks out of this one, opponent. This is, like, legitimately working, huh? Speaking of which, did Vivian's uptick find the Field of the Dead that game, if I recall correctly? Maybe I'm making that up. But that seems like that was a very strong performance by Vivian all around either way. But especially in that way. If I'm not making that up. Ooh, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, Awaken the Woods with Field of the Dead. That's some real Magic interaction. Alright, well, we once again get to be on the play. So once again, we are going to just go do turn 3 Chariot and see where that gets us. I think I want something more impactful than Courser. Magic does seem to be a little bit easier if you win dice rolls. Ooh. Rada, fun. Go ahead and name red here, why not? Don't feel like we need more green. I'm happy we have stuff to do even if the opponent blows up Cold Steel Heart, but I wonder how many 2-mana naturalize effects there are in this cube. Also consistently played 4s and 5s a turn ahead of schedule, yeah. We do play a lot of ramp effects. We got a good ratio of them. Okay, well, I'm assuming my opponent just isn't here then. Miss your land drop, discard Jetmir's Garden does not seem like a typical play pattern. Almost feels like a bummer to waste a turn 3 Chariot on the play. Oh, that's fun, though. Topiary Stomper just cruised the Chariot, all on its own. It's not like the best 5-drop, but it's a good one. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Rada technically could make a land drop, possibly, but would require me to do 2 less damage. I'm going to assume it would be better to Topiary Stomper here, generally speaking. Oh! We can copy Dryad Arbors with Asika's Chariot to get more zombie tokens. That's like technically better than copying a cat, right? I want that to happen at some point. Well, 4-0, sort of 3-0. Good start. That looks like the first mulligan. Ramp, so we don't go to 5 very well. I think this is bottom the Titan, play Field of the Dead on turn 1, and hope. So this is basically still just the hand from the first hand, but with 1 less card. My opponent, meanwhile, is doing things faster than me, and I am jealous of that. Alright. We did find the ramp, even if it's a turn late. Alright. I'm thoroughly nervous. Are they going to be able to play enough stuff to get that Adeline to trigger the fight rigging this turn? Ugh. Don't need to. Alright, well that could have been worse. Could have been much worse. Alright, top of the deck, be generous. Thank you. Thank you. This will make red. This will make green. This will play errata. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need a couple more lands before we can go ham with Awaken the Woods. Oh, gosh. I think they actually should have given the Adeline flying. I think that's more damage. Because I don't have a good block on the Worm Coil on the ground anyway. But, yeah, I don't think I'd be... Whoa, not attacking? Oh, no, that's kind of sus. I failed to hit lands off the top, so I can't actually do anything about it, but... Do we have any way in the deck to give Rada Trample? Trample. I kind of think I have to sack attack with the Gargaroth to draw a card and just hope that gets us somewhere. Because I'm probably dead next turn. Oh, Gargaroth has reach? Okay, so we could chump the Worm Coil. Huh. That doesn't solve the problem of me kind of needing to draw a card, though. I really needed this to be like 2 lands off the top that weren't forests. But I think setting myself up to buy a turn by chump blocking with the Gargaroth is what I'm supposed to do. How many effective 1-drops are there? Please don't get a removal spell. Okay, thank goodness. I was going to be real sad if they successfully killed Gargaroth. Yeah, McKay's real strong. I'm actually surprised they only did that for 1 instead of more than 1. Ooh, not pumping the Adeline? They absolutely should have gotten the Adeline up to 7 toughness and attacked this turn. No, right. The Adeline token is attacking and gives me a Gargaroth trigger. That's why they didn't attack with the Worm Coil last turn. Huh. This ultimates, which is kind of a problem. I guess we just do it this way. I'm only taking 4 damage. Oh, if I had had faith and attacked with the Gargaroth, we would have got there. No. I still don't know if the Awaken the Woods actually would have been good enough, though. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah. So do it for 8. Wait, this blows up a flyer. Wait, that's actually amazing. Is it good enough? I still don't actually know. But it means I can attack with Gargaroth. Oh, but I'm going to lose the green, so I can't actually naturalize if I attack with the Gargaroth. Huh. Should I swing with the Worm Coil? They don't really get good blocks. Yeah, I kill a creature, which is mostly fine. Especially because they didn't actually kill the Worm Coil. Yeah, this certainly is a strange game. What can I draw here that, like, takes advantage of this? Titan of Industry? It's pretty good. Does Metamorph do anything here? Hangerback Walker is good. I mean, they have an awful lot of life. And I don't. That's definitely a Jukai Liberator. They elect not to ultimate the Elspeth, which I gotta say, probably correct. Oh, fight rigging on the McKay, which is why they didn't need to do it for more. That makes sense. Well, Rada is now officially very large, so I guess that kills one creature every turn. Although they are drawing a lot of creatures every turn. Don't think I can afford to attack with Gargaroth here. So I think we just swing with these two at Elspeth. Am I just supposed to attack face? With everything? They put Adeline in front of the Gargaroth. We blow up one lifelinker, so they go to 41. 8, 16, 24. It's close, but I think it's wrong. Yeah, and I don't need 30 damage, I need 41. They get a 3/3 lifelinker? Oh, I was thinking that I blow up the Wormcoil engine after blocks. So that lifelinker wouldn't happen. Do we want to throw away a bunch of tokens to kill Elspeth? I think we have to throw away too many tokens for that to be a good idea. They're still in kind of a weird position where their Adeline restricts how they can attack. Because every time they attack with anything, I get to draw a card by blocking the 1/1. Alright, Sarah Paragon gives them a much enhanced series of chump blockers. Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like you're supposed to make a bunch of angels here. It starts to give them an attack that is hard for me to handle. Significantly so. Okay. Oh, Hangerback Walker's good. Is that worth sacrificing Gargaroth for? Do I have any other way to draw a card? I could get rid of line up the shot, but it's really important for removing flyer, specifically worm coil engine. How much could I do it for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8? It's only 8 1/1s? I don't know that that matters enough. Eh. Whoa, really? Why? Okay. I don't think they thought through how many lands I have correctly when they made that block, because Rada's definitely a 2020. Alright. Elspeth down. Huh. It's just got interesting. I mean, they're definitely going to get back the Adeline. But now they can't ever give it flying. I mean, at this point, Adeline being gone doesn't really matter, because their attack would be an attack with the entire board and trying to lethal me. Which... they are pretty close to having lethal in the air. I think they probably missed lethal here. They probably could have chump-blocked Wormcoil to keep Elspeth alive, jumped Adeline, and had lethal that way. I could only block one flyer, remove Wormcoil, and then I would still be taking 25, 30. I guess that actually wouldn't be lethal, just barely. Decks out first. Currently, them. Skyclave kills Rada. Or maybe holds for Hangerback. And maybe Hangerback's a bigger threat. Vivian, however, is actually a huge threat. Or would be if they weren't actually threatening to kill me with angels before that point anyway. Let's see. I think I have to kill them this turn. Because I think I die next turn. And I'm not sure that I can kill them. Seems pretty unlikely. If I had any way to give Rada trample, but I don't, so I don't think we're getting there. Titan of Industry, Metamorph. Okay, wait. What if the top card is Metamorph? I draw with Gargaroth, use line up the shot to draw Metamorph. Is there anything I can copy here that's meaningful? I have to do it post-combat, so I can't get fight rigging. What if the top card is Right. Vivian doesn't do anything. Vivian's very close, but I don't think is there. Okay, so to avoid lethal, I have to play a giant hanger back and then line up to shot my own hanger back. Shoot, math. My worst enemy. So this is for 5? No, it's for 6. Lets me kill something with Rada. Which, I mean, might as well be face, right? I guess I swim Worm Coil at Vivian, Rada at face. Oh wait, no, am I even representing lethal if Rada goes unblocked here? 5, 10, 11, I'm not. So actually Rada has to go at Vivian too. Because Vivian Emblem currently wins the game. Oh, I forgot about Palladium Mirror. I could have done that for one more. They're willing to trade off the Ranger with Worm Coil, which is fine by me because then I get a set of tokens anyway, which are mostly just as good other than slightly less lifelink. I chump block the Rada instead. Okay, this ends up being the same thing. Oh, because I had Palladium Mirror, I could have swung Rada at face, but I guess they would have jump blocked either way. Well, maybe they wouldn't have jump blocked. But yeah, I had exactly enough mana to swing Rada at face and threaten lethal if it went unblocked. That's pretty bad. Okay, yeah, this is going to be brutal. So they Skyclave Apparition targeting the hanger back. Do I have to naturalize in response to stay alive? This is going to go 1, 2, 3. If they have a land, it's 4. Jump here. No, if we kill that, jump. Yeah, I just have to. Get naturalize. Naturalize hanger back. Yes, I'm sure. We get 6 jump blocking flyers that make it hard for them to swing. Woo! Adventures. 18 cards to 13. Vivian is ultimating soon. I still just don't think I need them to make a mistake at some point. I can't win if they don't. I don't have any cards in my deck that like win. Okay, wait. I have Vivian who could remove Wormcoil. And then they don't have any life linkers. Metamorph. Can you copy Vivian? No, you can't. Can that do anything helpful at all? If I were to sack Gargaroth to draw it? No. If we had Ulamog, we would get to clear out the Wormcoil and the Vivian. This is true. Although, Ulamog would also be the bottom card of our deck if we had taken it over Titan of Industry. We'd have a long-term sort of out. It's possible swinging with a Death Toucher was wrong there. Does Charming Prince do anything? Skyclave gets back and exiles Rada, but honestly, even eating one creature a turn wasn't really making a difference here. The ult for Vivian's at 8. This is the turn they win. We have 2 white sources. Possibly more if we have lands for Lotus Cobra, meaning if they make the mistake of playing Adversary, there's a possibility we could get there. I think that's our out. No, they're not going to do it post-combat. Opponent, how are you so clever? Why won't you just misplay? Come on, spend your mana. No! Stop making good choices! I can't handle you making good choices! Vivian, Ulvenwald, what do I got? What do I got? What do I got? have anything in the graveyard that I can cast? I can play Hangerback for 2. That's not very helpful. Copy artifacts 2. Are there any meaningful artifacts? No. This gives vigilance. Man. I don't want to lose this game, but I think I'm gonna. Alright, well, here's what we're doing. We're copying Tracker. Making a land. Still not exactly sure that I have like any outs at all that I can draw into here, but that's a redraw. I'm so impressed that they didn't play the adversary. That was such a good play. Wheels firmly spinning. This is the stupidest, best, worst turn I've ever had. I'm still, like, completely incapable of surviving their attack. Game actions are still occurring! Maybe I can deck myself before they can kill me. Rude! Aww. Alright. You think we bluff them with Settle the Wreckage? To clear the mines wouldn't do anything. I am very about to die. Very, 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 very about to die. I don't think I get to stop that, but I will give them the privilege of the lethal. Doink, 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 doink. Well, we made a game of it, and we had... that was off not a super great start from us, with them having a very fast acceleration. Yikes, yikes, yikes. It's hard to win games where your opponents don't give you any freebies. Those are the kind of games that, like, make me deeply love Cube, though. Okay. We need to draw into something to do with our mana, but I can believe that we'll draw into something to do with our mana. Draw a card. Ooh, that's something to do with our mana. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. It's the beginning of something here. No blocks. I can play 2 Lotus Cobras. I just don't know if that's actually good. Huh. Well... I'm probably not supposed to try to use Phyrexian Metamorph to power out Titan next turn. I'm probably supposed to try to copy Titan with Metamorph. Is that actually true? That might not actually be true. It might be I'm supposed to try to play Titan next turn. No, I think I'm supposed to wait. I think I'm just supposed to accept this damage and then play a big Awake in the Woods and hope we top deck like a 5-drop to play off of it. Not the most helpful. Alright. That should let us Titan twice next turn, and that's just going to have to be good enough. So if they don't interact with us, we have access to 10, 11 mana? So we could hypothetically lose 1 non-Lotus... No, we could lose 1 permanent here and still Titan. if we wanted to. Ooh, they're not attacking with more than that? Nice. Dryads have a different name from forest. They do not have different names from each other. So let's go with destroy target artifact, make a 4/4. And I don't really care about History of Benalia, so I think we just gain 5 life, make a 4/4? Or do we go with shield counter? I don't think the opponent's likely to be playing any Wraths. Do I care about 5 life? I don't think I care about 5 life. So we'll play around a Wrath. I believe I have gotten past the point where I have use for this Lotus Cobra. Oh, yeah, maybe I was supposed to destroy the clue. That's an interesting point. Kind of forgot that was a clue. Especially because the shield counter is probably getting taken up by a block here that doesn't accomplish anything. Well, no, they're probably just not going to attack with the 4/4s. So just to remove a shield counter and throw away creatures. Doesn't seem very good. Still, gotta say, 2 Titan of Industries on turn 5 does seem like a good curve out. Actually, in that respect, Titan of Industry might have been the best draw in the deck. By a lot. Okay. I'm not sure how to feel about the fact that I think we're like 5-1, and I worked harder for the 1 loss than I did for all 5 wins. Something about that feels kind of unfair. Well, we can't mulligan this. And we finally lost the dice roll. I'm not going to be playing Hangerback for 0. What am I supposed to play here? Is it Lotus Cobra? Into Explore? It's probably Lotus Cobra is what I'm supposed to play. Yeah, I was gonna say, it's more vulnerable to removal, is the downside. I wonder if I'm supposed to abundant harvest for land into explore? You can't enlist summoning sick creatures. So their options to enlist there were just enlisting the 0 power creature. Oh, no, but this has a buff, you're right. Yeah, so they should have enlisted with the 0 power creature? Yeah, Gargaroth's going to be a problem. And we whiffed on the land draw that would let us match it. That's concerning. Yeah, that might be our window closed. And Skyclave Apparition definitely brutalized me. This is the format for the Open, and it is this weekend. No, I really think you should attack with everything, opponent. And I think this is quite a bit worse than swinging with the Skyclave. Do they also not make the 3/3? Huh. That's an interesting interaction. The Conclave Mentor only gets 1 counter off of Benelish Knight. If we explore and hit any land that isn't a forest, we get a zombie. Is that worthwhile? Or do I need the blocker? I can gain 3 life after blocking. I think I'm supposed to take the gamble. Sweet. I'm assuming I was on the play, right? Yeah. No. Okay. Yeah, I'll take 1 extra blocker. And now we hope they can't somehow buff the Gargaroth? I mean, I guess if they put 2 counters on the Gargaroth, I can still double block it. They land. That's a good sign. Are we somehow stabilizing? Maybe? Just barely? Oh, wow. This is actually working. Okay. Well, we got Field of Ruin value, and the opponent doesn't. Oh, yeah, that's pretty bad when that eventually dies and puts 3 counters on everything. Huh. This is gonna be a weird game of Magic. This deck has been extremely fun, yes. Well, that's actually mostly ignorable. Chaos again. How do we keep getting into this position? Do I ignore that? Or do I let them put 3 counters on everything? I get to draw a card. They're probably aware they have to chump block Rada. Oh, they don't actually. I don't think I can ignore that, sadly. Yep, big board gets bigger with Machaeus next turn. It's all problems. All the time. We attack with Rada here. They chump block. We have 3 mana remaining. 4 mana remaining. Actually, 4 mana is enough. So we settle, which doesn't get anything. No 9 or 10 drops, nope. Wait, did it? Oh. Oh, because it's Seek, not Shuffle. Huh. Okay. Guess I didn't think about what happens if they just don't block. Do I die? This goes to 8. No, I live by 1 currently, I believe. If they attack with everything. And then I think I kill them on the backswing if they do that. Provided they don't top deck something that changes the math. Gargaroth's trample is a bit of an issue, yes. I agree with that. So chump, 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 double block, blow up the angel, gain 3. don't know why I thought I could kill him on the backswing. I don't think I can. That's true. We want the Dryad alive, so I should have blocked with the Paradise Druid. You're right. I was thinking maximizing power, but one extra land matters too. Wonder if blocking with these zombies was a mistake. Was debating playing around something, but I think that I wasn't playing around anything. If they had a removal spell, I was dead regardless. And now I have less power on the backswing. Nothing's pretty cool. Well, is that lethal anyway? You got something for me? No? Oh. Oh. Okay. Well, I messed that up, but alright. Huh. I'll take it. I guess the Dryad thing wound up being pretty much exactly the same, right? Was 2 damage either way. But the incorrect zombie block definitely cost us, I think, 4 damage. I think this isn't keepable, right? Hanger dying meant that we still had 6 power, because it just turns a 6/6 into 6 1/1s, but it would have meant that the 4 power worth of zombies didn't die. So that was the 4 extra damage. I'm pretty sure I have to mulligan this. I'm pretty sure this is better anyway. I think I'm supposed to get rid of Goose here. Yeah, I want to land. Give more unblocked attack. Oh, if they played a blocker, yeah, but if they had a blocker, they just block Rada, and I can't win. So we have to assume no blockers. How many times has Acapella been redeemed? Over the last couple of years? I don't know. I can't even remember what songs I've already sung at this point, to be entirely honest. So I have no clue how many times. But my guess would be probably somewhere in the range of like more than 10. Okay. Well, this hand's drawn pretty well. More lands on top? No? Okay. We have a lot of face up playing our cards empty-handed. Our hand has left our hand and is on the table. It is up to the opponent to make the decisions that will drive this game one way or the other. If they kill the Oracle, my next turn will be playing Wormcoil. If they don't kill the Oracle, I'm going to hope we have a land on top. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if they have a removal spell for Oracle, otherwise I think that was a mistake. Oh, did they think it could block? Oh, they thought it could block. Whoops. Alright, well, let's get 2 damage in, I guess. Yeah, them not killing that Oracle is a big deal. Or could have been a big deal. Currently is not yet a big deal. Please don't exile my Wormcoil. I need you to not do that. Wait, is that actually a problem? That's not actually a problem in regards to Wormcoil Engine. It is a problem in regards to that being an indestructible blocker, which is kind of rude. Ooh. Alright. Well, we got a plan! Alright, opponent. Bye-bye, Oracle. To face? Really? Yeah, okay. To face again. Put me to 4. No, you're right. That's scary. Well. Yeah, perhaps that actually beats me. I didn't realize I had enough mana to do that. Oh, if I could somehow draw that Courser. No, I think they got me. I think they got me. I don't see a way out of it. I was not prepared for the 20 damage with haste over 2 turns. Three, 6, 8. Tyrant of Care Ridges, huh? Wow. Oh, that's really clever too. Alright, so not just 20, but 24 damage with haste over the course of 2 turns. Yeah, alright. I forgot about Fable to my own detriment. Mono Red manages to have a lot more going on than you'd think. Man, this is a good format to be playing Red in. I think we will keep this since we get the Scry. I forgot we had Lovestruck Beast in this deck. We have somehow had multiple games that last forever, and it has never come up. Oh no, did we somehow draw every basic before we could play our Topiary Stomper? Wow. What a bummer. We could Awaken the Woods for 2, and then Titan of Industry next turn? Probably what I'm supposed to try to do, given that my opponent has a Reckoner Bankbuster. Don't just pass. 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 If they just pass, I probably have to play Phyrexian Metamorph copying Bankbuster because I don't think that I can afford to just play Titan. Sweet! Doink. Destroy an artifact. Make a 4/4. Turn 4 Titan of Industry. Everybody's happy. That would almost be very, very scary if I didn't have an answer to it in the form of Naturalize number 2. Okay. Was that 7 wins? I think that might have been the 7th win. Hey, we did it. All right. 7 out of 9. Deck very good. I think... What was our curve like in the game against Red? Because if I recall correctly, both of our losses... The first loss felt like we just barely lost out on tempo in a lot of different ways because we had a bad start. And it was like one of 2 games where we had a bad start. That one we lost, the other one we won, which was against the other green-white deck. Against Red, I don't remember whether we had a bad start or not. I don't think we did. No, we didn't have a slow start, but we had a start that was good and then didn't do anything for like a turn. Sputtered on top decks. And that lost to Red. But otherwise, every game was basically firing on all cylinders. All right. Mono green Lotus Field. Actually pretty good. Turned out that, like, we did feel some pressure from a lack of, like, an overrun effect, but other than that, very solid. And we discovered that playing 2-drop Ramp Spell into Chariot is also kind of just its own busted thing that doesn't need any synergies to win a game.